Next up, we have Beth Gordon. Beth Gordon is, woo, she's so hot, right? I know. She makes me want to be a vegetarian. What? So wrong. Anyway, Beth Gordon is a great storyteller, a wonderful person, a prayer practitioner. She's just everything you'd ever want in a woman. Here she is, Beth Gordon.
Mother, mother. I have a mother. I am a mother. And I was thinking about the difference between when I became a mother and when my mother found out she was going to be a mother to me. When I became a mother, it's kind of like what Jody was talking about. She was talking about a failure of an IUD. It just took one time. And I became a mother. And when my mother became a mother, I too was, as she called it, the failure of the latest and greatest birth control, the diaphragm. But the difference was, when I became a mother, it was my first time becoming mother. And all my fears and all my concerns, will I be a good mother? Will I know what to do? Am I going to hurt this baby? Is this kid going to grow up and be, alive? Exactly. When my mother found out she was pregnant with me, she already had been a mother 4 times. I was her 5th child. And she had a very busy and full life with 4 active kids, a very successful husband. And her response to getting pregnant was, I need another child like I need a hole in the head. So, true story. Somewhere along the way, I must have got the message, because I didn't really come into the world like a needy child. I was her easiest pregnancy, I was her easiest delivery, and when I was an infant, still crawling in diapers, she talks about me moving my little butt to the beat of the music as my brothers would play music or my dad would play the piano, and how, as she went about her daily round with so much to carry, that put a smile on her face. And so I thought about when I became pregnant, how I was, so concerned, and realizing it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm going to do the best I can. But my mother really had a heavy load to carry. When I came in, she was dealing with a lot, but what I didn't know when I was born was that my parents were going to divorce when I was 5, and my mother's load was going to get bigger. We were going to move, and she really needed someone to lighten her load for her. And so I became very responsible. I was always helping out and always making sure that Mom was okay. And by the time I was 8, my mother almost died. She had a near-death experience. And so she did make it through, but there was always that fear of like, well, Dad's gone, and gotta take care of Mom, or else she'll be gone too. She might die. So there was this hyper responsibility that occurred within me to take care of everything and make sure Mom was okay and just always be there. So fast forward, many, many years later, a friend of mine invited me to go to the salt cave and do a meditation. And I was excited to do this. I'd never been to a salt cave before. And we get in there, and they've got these nice zero-gravity chairs that you recline in, and blankets, and someone's got this beautiful crystal grid all made on a blanket on the floor. And a shaman comes in to do a meditation with us. So the shaman lays us back and starts to take us into this meditation, and he has us go in the present moment, checking out all the relationships in our life and where we feel any charge. Like, do we feel good, or do we feel triggered by anyone? And he takes us from the present moment back each decade, all the way till where we're in the womb. And when we get to this place where I'm in this meditation in the womb, all of a sudden this energy moves through me and I am sobbing. I'm just like sobbing uncontrollably and kind of embarrassed because we're in this beautiful meditation in the salt cave. But I'm like, blah. And then he takes us before conception, and he takes us out beyond the planet Earth, out into the cosmos, into this beautiful, blissful state where he has us gathering universal divine light and bringing it into the very center of our being. This I like. This is like bliss, you know. So I'm in this state of bliss, and he brings us back with this divine universal light in the center of our being, back to Earth, back to the moment of conception, and back into the womb. And this time, I'm totally fine. I feel great. And he takes us back through each stage of life, meeting everyone in which we had a charge. And with that universal divine light in the center of my being, I'm golden. I'm just good with everyone. And so we wake up from this meditation, and I'm like, okay, I got the message. Universal divine light here. I'm good. And as I'm getting ready to go, the shaman comes up to me, and he goes, you know, can I just share something with you? I'm like, sure. He goes, you know, I don't usually do this, but I got a message for you while we were in the meditation. I said, okay. And he says, you know, I was told to tell you, you need to know that your mother's pain while you were in her womb was not because of you. That she was struggling to keep up with the demands of her life. And that you came to bring her that light. And I said, thank you. Like, I don't know why I got the message that day, but it was really lovely to hear. So years later, as I become a mother, my mother comes over to my house. It's about a month after my daughter's born, and she's sitting in my kitchen, and I'm preparing food and busily doing things, and she brings over this book for my daughter, and it's called On the Day You Were Born by Deborah Fraser, if anyone's familiar with it. And she's holding my then 1-month-old, and she's reading this book to her. Now, you have to understand, I've had a lifetime of hearing my mother say, I needed another child like I needed a hole in the head. So somewhere along the way, there was a part of me that never felt okay to be a child or that I was wanted as a child. But as a responsible person to help her, yeah, she was good with that. She begins to read this book. And she reads to my daughter about how the whole earth is welcoming her. So I'm going to read a little bit of it to you. On the eve of your birth, word of your coming passed from animal to animal. The reindeer told the Arctic terns, who told the humpback whales, who told the Pacific salmon, who told the monarch butterflies, who told the green turtles, who told the European eel, who told the busy garden warblers, and the marvelous news migrated worldwide. While you waited in darkness, tiny knees curled to chin, the earth and her creatures with the sun and the moon all moved in their places, each ready to greet you the very first moment of the very first day you arrived. On the day you were born, the round planet Earth turned toward your morning sky, whirling past darkness, spinning night into light. On the day you were born, gravity's strong pull held you to the earth with a promise that you would never float away. While deep in space, the burning sun sent up towering flames, lighting your sky from dawn until dusk. On the day you were born, the quiet moon glowed and offered to bring a full bright face each month to your windowsill. And it goes on and on and on about how the entire universe is welcoming this beautiful creature. And on the last page, it says, on the day you were born, we all sang in gratitude, "Welcome to the spinning world," as they washed your new tiny hands. "Welcome to the green earth," the people sang as they wrapped your wet, slippery body. And as they held you close, they whispered into your open, curving ear, "We are so glad you've come." And in that moment, standing in my kitchen, hearing my mother read this story to my daughter, these hot, burning tears welled up in my eyes. And I'm thinking, I don't even know how to say this to her, but she's never said that to me. And every wound of feeling unwanted was like welling up in me in that moment. And as my mother finished reading the book, she turns and she looks at me and she goes, "Is there something wrong?" And all I could do was be like, "Well, you know, Mom, you know how you always tell that story about how you didn't really need another child, like another child was like a hole in the head?" She's like, "Well, it was true." I'm like, "Well, did it ever occur to you that maybe that hurt me a little bit? Ever? That maybe I wanted you to want me?" And she's like, "Oh." And in that moment, she said, "You know, I was going through a really hard time when I found out I was going to have you. And the thing is, maybe I take it for granted. You have been one of the greatest gifts and blessings of my life. I thought you knew." And in that moment, I realized that as I was born into the world and was giving my mother something she didn't know she needed, that my daughter, 1 month old, still swaddled in a blanket, that through her, I was getting what I needed, that I never knew how to ask for, that she was already doing her great work. And so I realized we are human, we are divine, we are all that, and we are born with it, and we come with our gifts, whether our parents know it or not. And so this Mother's Day, my mother, who almost died when I was 8, will be 92, 93 in July. I still celebrate every year that she's here because I still remember what it's like, wondering if she was gonna be here. And I wish that for everyone, to have that knowledge of the humanity and the divinity of our parents, and to know that as parents, we are both human and divine and perfect, just like